And welcome back. It's time for this week's Capitol Report with Pat McGuigan of CapitolBeatOK.com. Pat, I know you're monitoring things at the Capitol, and we'll devote time to talking about the budget and other latest legislative issues next week. But I know you have something else on your mind right now. Share your thoughts.
Yeah, I want to call attention to the Innocence Project that operates out of Oklahoma City University. Malcolm Scott and DeMarco Carpenter were exonerated for a 1994 murder, and we have a nice photo OCU provided. The man on the left, the tall dude with the bald head, the nice suit, is DeMarco Carpenter, and on the right is Malcolm Scott, who's talking. 1994, there was a drive-by shooting of a poor woman named Karen Sumner. She was killed. These two men were sentenced to life for her murder, even though the evidence was kind of confused even at the time. It turned out that the car from which the shots came was driven by a guy named Michael Wilson, and years later, after the Innocence Project had started its work, Wilson, just 2 days out from his own execution for a murder in a completely separate incident, confessed on January 7th, 2014, that he was the driver and the killer in the drive-by shooting. There was evidence beyond that. The Innocence Project did its work, and these men were freed just a week and a half, 2 weeks ago in the great city of Tulsa. You know, Vicki Bahena, who used to be prosecutor, of course, very well-known person for her own trials and tribulations involving her son. Vicki runs the Innocence Project now at OCU, and she said these two men have spent more than half of their life behind bars for a crime they did not commit. Nonetheless, you could probably tell from the photographs they were joyful, their friends were joyful. I want to thank Vicki and her group, her staff, for their work. Christina Christina Green, forgive me, Josh Lee, and then the students that have passed through OCU since 2011 and are there now working on this. So far, 32 Oklahomans have been exonerated over time, over many years. This is the first two specifically for the OCU project. Nationwide, it's 1,782 since the late 1980s. Now, this is something that is very important to our future as a country, to get things like this right, especially as we're struggling to improve the system as a whole. Righting wrongs is always a key element of justice, and better late than never, and I hope these gentlemen both have great lives ahead of them.
It's good work that they're doing there. Well, from time to time, Pat likes to highlight some of the good news about schools in Oklahoma. You have something to share with us quickly right now.
Yeah, Aztec Charter School recently collaborated with the I'll Fly Away Foundation, supported by a grant from the Kerr Foundation. And the children in the 8th grade, whose pictures you can see here, spent a week learning how to write lyrics and music. And it went very well. I'll Fly Away, of course, is a very famous song written in 1949, and in different incarnations has won a total of 10 Grammys. The original author is Albert E. Brumley. I believe he was from Arkansas next door. So this is a nice little piece of good news. These kids loved it. You can read more on my website about the joy that the kids felt doing this.
And you can read more about all these topics and more at CapitolBeatOK.com. For Pat McGuigan, I'm Alex Cameron. Have a great day.